Hey guys, welcome back to your weekly skate news. One day later than usual this week, because I was actually waiting for some interesting news to drop, because the weekly grind episode was not as interesting this time around, but we will still go over this because there are some smaller things there. But what we got today is a post from Skate, this one right here, where they say that the community parks are getting a refresh in season 4. So of course we're gonna have a look at this and see what they're cooking. So they're writing that the community park in Hedgemont hasn't been getting quite as much love as they had hoped, and that its original location was causing some performance headaches behind the scenes. So they decided it was time for a change of scenery, and this means that this community park is moved to a new spot along the seawall beneath the under construction bridge near the stadium. And we got this picture right here where the old community park was, so in the back next to this building, and then the new community park will be basically on this floating platform between the pillars of the bridge that is still under construction. So from the bus stop, you have to walk down the stairs and then you get to the new community park. And I gotta be honest, every time I went to that community park using this bus stop, I always thought that it would be cooler to have this community park out on the water instead of next to this building. So it's actually interesting that they moved it to this exact place as well. So it's still close to where it was, right next to the Hedgemont Seaside bus station, but just a little bit more out into the water. And what we can see on this picture here as well is that they have redesigned the park to improve its flow, and they improved the space and create more of this, what they're calling everyone is skating together energy and feeling. So that's what they want with those community parks in general. And I think, well, at first glance at least, it definitely looks a lot better and it looks more like an actual skate park. And we got this very short clip here as well of someone, probably someone from the devs, skating this park, and it does look like it has a better flow. Also, I really like that it looks, well, more natural in terms of its design, in terms of the decoration, and not as, well, sanitized. I think that's what you could call it, how the community parks look right now. So I think this is a pretty good improvement that we're getting here to the community parks in season 4. And what they're also writing is that they have been rethinking how the community parks are designed, sometimes reducing the size and complexity to better match how players actually use the space. In season 3, they have tested this with a Goldcrest Village warehouse and noticed it did a better job of bringing players together and creating that true community feeling. So in season 4, they want to work on this park in Hedgemont. And what they will also expand in season 4 is the building kit with new words, new shapes, and new features. But they're not getting into detail as to what this means and especially what kind of new features we can expect for this. And they're also not saying what will happen to the old community park location. Here they're just writing that they're working on something and we should keep an eye out, but they're not telling us yet what they're actually working on. So this is another preview to season 4 and what kind of changes or new additions we can expect to see. 2 weeks ago, we already got a first look at some lighting changes. I'm gonna show you this short comparison right here again in case you have missed this. So the lighting will change as well in season 4 again, and we'll get this more bright and clear summer noon atmosphere instead of the warmer evening atmosphere or colors that we have right now. And we already know that we will see a new area coming in season 4 and some changes to the Skate Premium Pass, and finger flips are now officially coming as a trick to Skate. So just as a short roundup of what we know about season 4 so far. But we will get a full blog post on the 28th, so that's Thursday next week. And of course, I will go over this as well once it is released. But for season 4, that was it with the details so far. Now we're gonna have a quick look at the weekly grind as well. But like I said, there was not really too much interesting stuff going on. First of all, they're reminding us that the second week of the first Creator Collaboration Challenge has started. So the Sexy Zack challenges that we got, well, a bit more than a week ago, and they're running until Tuesday next week, which is May 26th. And if you haven't done them yet, or if you haven't seen it yet, they're difficult challenges that are only available on the Isle of Grom, but there are also 4 lists of tasks that you can complete in addition to those challenges. And with those tasks, you can unlock a deck, a hat, a shirt, and some pants, and also a title if you complete all of those tasks. However, there was also a small bug that came in with this event, and this was that when you had your voiceover language in the game in either French or German, and you tried to start one of those Sexy Zack challenges, then the game would crash. And the workaround for this was to set your voiceover language in the game to English instead of French or German. However, late last week, they have also released a hotfix for this, which was really only this one fix that was part of this update. And with this hotfix, they fixed this, and now you can use French or German voiceover as well when you're doing the Sexy Zack challenges. And what they have fixed as well, or well, kind of fixed at least, but that came in through a backend update, is the bug where returning to session marker while getting unstuck can get the player stuck in a black loading screen. This was temporarily fixed, but there will be a full fix coming with the next major update, which is 31.0 on June 2nd. So with the start of Season 4. And lastly, like always, we have the known issues list, but compared to last week, there was nothing added, actually. There's one small point at the end, which is that the Season 3 Week 10 weekly task is incorrectly translated in Japanese, but they're also not writing which one it is. So this is the only point that was added from last week to this week, so the rest is still the same, and it's so long and I've read through this whole thing so many times. I don't really want to read through all of this again. So hopefully most of this, or maybe even all of this, will be fixed in the next update on June 2nd. Next week, we will see the full blog post with all the details around Season 4 and what we can expect from it. And I guess that either next week or on Monday, before the season starts, we will see the full patch notes. I will definitely go over this once all of the stuff drops. So if you enjoyed this video right here, and you want to stay tuned for more videos like this around skate and hopefully other skateboarding games in the future, then be sure to drop a like and subscribe, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. Bye bye!